the leader in talk radio on the Internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
All right, folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started again.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Well, the trouble with our liberal friends is not that they're ignorant. It's just that they know so much that isn't so.
Welcome to the Red State Town Hall program. I'm your host, Primo Mondoni. My co-host, Ken Brown, will join me in a couple of minutes. Please visit the show's website, redstatetownhall.com. While there, be sure to like us on both Facebook and Twitter. Wish to contact us, email address is Primo, Premo, at redstatetownhall.com. Our show's broadcast here on Red State Talk Radio, America's premier grassroots conservative internet talk radio network. Shows also syndicated through iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Podomatic, TalkStream Live, Player.fm, Roku, and at least a dozen other websites. You can listen to the station using their Android, iPhone, and BlackBerry apps. Visit the station's website, redstatetalkradio.com, to download the appropriate app for your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, you can listen using any phone on the station's 24/7 listener line provided by TalkStream Live by dialing the following. For Studio A, 605-562-4209, and for Studio B, 518-712-0045. When we start the show, let's give a shout-out to our AM, FM, and digital affiliates. WDDQ FM 92.1, Adel, Georgia. WSFB 1490 AM, Talk 97.7 FM, Quitman, Georgia. WJNW AM 1650, Hermitage, Tennessee. Talk Radio AM 1620, KTFL, Gilbert, Arizona. WMQL Radio FM 105.5, Brevard, North Carolina. Kaufman County Talk Radio AM 1680, KCTR, Terrell, Texas, Texpro Radio, Gainesville, Georgia, WCNR, Digital, West Virginia, and K98Talk.com. Now let's bring on my co-host from Atlanta, Georgia, Mr. Ken Brown. Mr. Brown, how you doing today, sir?
Well, Happy New Year, Primo.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
I'm sure you're happy because I saw your Tennessee Vols were victorious in their bowl bid, and you're looking for great things to come.
Oh yeah, I mean they did really well. This is last two bowl games in a row they did. Of course, they beat Iowa last bowl game and beat them like 45 or 6 where it was, and then they whipped Northwestern, which was a much highly ranked team. They were 13th in the nation. We were supposedly 23rd, and we whipped them good. What was it, 45-6 or something like that, or whatever it was, 48-6, whatever.
It wasn't a game, I know that.
Yeah, it wasn't much after definitely after a halftime, but I mean, they started taking over in second quarter, so, yeah, it was, and the thing is, you got to realize in the SEC East, a little bit of football talk, folks, then we'll quit elsewhere. In the SEC East, you've got Florida, who has some problems, even though they won the SEC East this year, and they got the bejesus beat out of by Michigan in their bowl game, by the way. And you got Georgia, who's lost their coach, and he's gone to Miami. So Georgia's going to have a new coach. Like I say, Florida has some problems, even though they did beat us this year. But you got to realize, Tennessee, before the bowl game, we won in, of course, but before the bowl game, we were 8-4. We had 4 losses, and the grand total points in 4 losses was 17. And you got to realize the teams we lost to was Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida, and Arkansas. And we should have won all those games. Because we actually, in most of those games, we had the lead going into the fourth quarter. So, but with a young team, sometimes they just don't know how to finish a game, kind of a deal. You kind of let your focus slide or something, or whatever happens. I don't know, but it's been a long time since I played competitive sports. But I do know if you get lazy, they'll walk right over you. So, anyway.
All I know is I'm going to see posts on Facebook from Primo Mondoni from January and February and March and April. It's not football season, but I'm going to see football posts. I'm going to see little videos about how the Vols are going to be so good.
Yeah, that's true. You are. I can just about guarantee that. Okay. All right. Well, I've already screwed up. I forgot to start the clock. Good Lord. I swear to God.
I tell you, I was on 21 minutes. We started it when I was 21 minutes, so that makes it you're a little over, almost 9 minutes.
Okay. I didn't know we went that long. Gosh. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and get started here and get a few housekeeping chores here. Now that we're in the new year, just a little bit of information about last year at Red State Talk Radio, 2015 Talk Show of the Year. The award went to America Talks, hosted by David Zublik. The 2015 Excellent in Broadcasting Award, which is an award that we won in 2013, Ken. This time it went to Cowboy Logic Radio, hosted by Donna Fiducia and Don Newman. Red State Talk Radio experienced a 10.8% growth in listenership in 2015. And our little show, Ken, next week, I think, will mark our 7th year in the business.
Wow.
So we've been on the air since Obama became president, and hopefully we'll be on the air until he leaves, maybe past that, I guess, depending on whether or not we still want to do this.
Well, we've had plenty to talk about in the last 7 years.
Oh, God.
we have not been short of material.
In a way, I wish that we didn't have to go on the air 7 years ago, but I felt like I needed to because I could not believe we were going down this road.
Yeah, it was very cathartic for me because I was like, I needed to vent. I vent every day. I yell at the TV. So I needed somebody else to vent to. So I'm glad the last 7 years I've had someplace to talk.
Yeah, that's true.
So I appreciate it.
Okay. Let's get started here. First up, there's an article on RedStateTalkRadio.com about Obama's 2016 World Tour. Well, one of the nice benefits of being president of the United States is not only can you vacation all over the world, you can claim that you're going for business purposes and go see some really nice places. And Obama's let it be known he basically is going to literally going to have a world tour celebrating, I think, his presidency and trying to solidify his own legacy. But here's the thing I want you to pay attention to, ladies and gentlemen, while you're watching this thing unfold the next 12 months. Pay attention to where he doesn't go.
The places that have gone to hell in a handbasket since he took office?
Yeah, exactly. He'll be showing up at places that have good golf courses and have, interesting sites for his family to see and for him to see and all this kind of stuff, and people who are friendly to him and whatever. So they'll roll out the red carpet for him. But I guarantee you something: he won't be going to Libya. He won't be going to Syria. He won't be going to Iraq. He won't be going to Afghanistan. He won't be going to Lebanon. He won't be. I mean, he just pick a place in the Middle East. You just take the entire Middle East. He won't be going to any of those places. If he does,
yeah,
I don't think he will. But
he's called some of those like victories, and they what's the one in the Middle East they went to hell in a handbasket really fast after he took off.
What was it? Now I have a blank. You said that.
Oh, I know.
He claimed it as a like you said, as a victory, as an example of what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Geez. Well, I'm sure people listening know. But just right now it's asleep on my mind. But he's tried to claim that he still thinks he's doing the right. Here's the thing: he still thinks, after all the evidence before him, that he's still doing the right thing, and that everything's just peachy.
Yemen.
There you go. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. Could not think of it.
Yemen was one of his great victories.
Yeah,
look what's going on in Yemen.
No,
it went just like straight off the cliff.
Yep. Which let's give a little bit of credit. Things are a little bit better. Like Ramadi, they say the Iraqi army is either in the process or about to retake Ramadi. So, okay, kudos for that.
But he started when he withdrew the troops, he created that.
Exactly, and here's the thing: he hadn't done anything to help them.
There's nothing to be proud of here, Primo.
No.
I mean, he's just getting back some of the things that he took away.
Yeah, we already had Ramadi. After the surge and all that kind of stuff.
It just that's the thing about politics and about the media. They go, well, things are getting better. I'm like, well, but they went to hell because of what he did.
Yeah, it's the old thing of Congress always wanting to pass a law to fix something they created. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like they take an awful thing like Obamacare and go, well, we're going to fix it. No, get rid of it. Don't fix it because you can't fix it. You created a problem.
Yeah, you screwed up by passing it in the first place.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Obamacare premium. I saw an article the other day that guess what? Again, because the period's over now where you can get Obamacare, and it'll reopen here soon. And they're already talking about there's going to be another increase of at least 20% on everybody's premiums. Again. Every single year this monstrosity has been around, the rates have increased every single time. Every single period. Not just every year, but every single period. And
the exchanges, how many exchanges have fallen off? Was it 12 out of 21? Or?
I think 11 or 12 they're just bankrupt completely.
Yeah, they're gone.
And the rest are in trouble, every single one of them. There's not one that's healthy, in other words. There's not one Obamacare exchange that's healthy. And, of course, guess what? They're going to propose that we have to bail them out, and blah, 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 and all these. And these insurance companies are losing money hand over fist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because, again, we've discussed this ad nauseum, but this cannot work unless young people take out Obamacare, young people who will probably never have a freaking claim, but will pay the premiums anyway. That's the only way it can survive, and the young people just aren't buying it.
Nope.
The only people who are buying it are some of the old farts like me. But the thing is, I haven't bought it, and I'll just be real simple and honest. One of the few, the way it works. Think about this: the only way I could afford Obamacare would be if I lied about my income. I'm serious. I would have to say my income was about half of what it is, so I could afford the premiums because I would be getting money. I would be getting a subsidy. Mm-hmm. And then, even then, Ken, I would wind up having a policy that had a $5,000 to $6,000 to $7,000 deductible. Whatever, I'd have to pay it first before I got any real benefit from it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for example, there's a test I need to have right now that costs over $5,000. Well, I don't have the money to do that right now. Hopefully I will at some point. But my point is, if I went ahead and took out the insurance, it wouldn't help me a damn bit. You know what I'm saying? I'd have to pay for it anyway.
Mm-hmm. And you're one example of thousands, or not, if not millions.
Oh, there's millions of people in the same boat as me. I mean, they're older people. I mean, I'm 58. I'll be 59 in February. I'm getting older. And so I have numerous problems. And so I would use it more than, say, other people would. But when you have that kind of, I mean, and the thing is, they have these different plans. You have the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Well, I looked at the plans, and the only one that would make any sense at all for me to have would be the gold and the platinum. The only problem is the premiums are outrageous. And when you have those plans, the amount of out of pocket's a lot less.
Yeah, but you pay a whole lot more a month.
But hell yes. One of them I looked at was $989 a month. Now think about this, $989 a month, Ken, and that was with me lying and saying my income was half what it was.
$1,000 a month for insurance?
Yes. That was for the platinum plan. It was the best.
Jeez.
So I mean, I've done the math. This thing's stupid. It doesn't work. And the only way it works is if you're getting really high subsidy. I mean, it works for people who have low income, but even those people, like I say, if you have really low income, you can't afford the platinum plan to start with. And even though you're going to get subsidies for it, the subsidies aren't enough to, I mean, for people who are really low income, they're going to go with the bronze or the silver plan.
But here's the problem with government, is that if you do away with Obamacare, then you're going to get the people that are covered right now that are doing Obamacare, you've got to do something for them, correct? I mean, it's like, okay, the Obamacare was a travesty. It is a travesty. But there are some people out there that are getting it, that are benefiting, I guess, from it. And if you do away with it, then you got to take care of those people because they're being taken care of right now. Am I right? And that the way that the Republicans look at it, like, you can't totally throw it out without helping those folks that are on it right now, because government has already taken them under their wing. You see my point?
Yeah, I mean, they've already gotten used to the government teat, as the old saying goes.
That's what I mean.
And so once they do that, now you can't
you can't take it away.
Yeah, you just can't, like, dump them. Because then, of course, you're just a cruel Republican. You're throwing Granny over the cliff and all this kind of crap.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
It's
stupid.
It's a vicious spiral. They talk about Obamacare being a death spiral, but it is a vicious spiral the government creates when they do stuff like this.
And when it does get repealed, and it will get repealed at some point because it simply ain't, it's not going to work. I mean, it's not working now, and it's going to get worse month after month, year after year. So it's going to have to be replaced. The question is, how do you replace it? We've talked about, a bunch of options that we can do, and of course we will have to come up with something like that. But like you said, we'll have to come up with a replacement. We won't be able to just get rid of it and start all over again per se. It'll be, we're going to wind up with some sort of a hybrid is my prediction. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, but it won't be what it could have been if we'd have done it to start with, and if. Oh, it's just such a freaking mess.
It's just you've got what we've done is thrown government into the healthcare business, and now they've got to stay there because that's what's done in government. Once you're in it, well, we can't just get out totally because it's going to hurt people. That were living off the teat, as you said. And that's the problem. That is the whole problem here. Is that once government's in it, you can't get them out of it.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. I mean, of course, we're getting a little bit off topic here, but that's fine. Social Security is a freaking mess. And are we ever going to get rid of it? Hell no, probably not. And it needs to be gotten rid of. For anybody new getting into the workforce, like your daughters and stuff, Ken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The fact that they're putting their money in Social Security is nonsense. It's stupid. But they have no choice.
They'd be better off putting it into a 401k.
Oh, they'd be better off putting it in any damn thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, you literally could put it in almost anything.
Yeah. Anything's better than – because the government takes it and throws it into other areas. They take the money. And that's what gets me. I can't, for the life of me, understand – how you can create that kind of a program and then take money from it and give it an IOU, because that's what they do.
Oh yeah,
no wonder it's bankrupt.
Literally, yeah. Here's the thing: people forget. People talk about, well, we don't have enough money. The government doesn't have money to fund Social Security. We're going to run out of money. Blah blah blah. No, not really. Here's the thing: Social Security is self-funded by each worker and their employers. It's just that Congress has taken that money, just like you said, and spent it on other things that have nothing to do with Social Security. And that's why they're running a deficit. If they had not done that, Social Security might be in halfway decent shape.
Yeah, they just recently they took so many $1 billion. I don't know if it was 200, 300, 400 billion or something from Social Security and gave it disability.
Oh, I know. And they call it the Social Security. Here's the funny thing. It tickles me. They call it the Social Security Trust Fund. Well, let me tell you something. A trust fund isn't something you raid every time you need money. That's not. Well, I don't think that's a trust fund. That's an untrust fund, right?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I mean, you got this. I'm gonna email my two senators, both Republicans, both voted for this omnibus bill. It's and I just think, I'm going to email both of them and tell them, you're not conservative. You're not nowhere close to conservative. But that's what they preach. I mean, how do you spend this kind of money that we don't have?
I know. I don't know for sure because of the clock. I think we're just about ready to go to break. Trust me, we got a lot more to talk about. We're talking about Obama's gun grab. We're going to talk about this situation in California where California can legally confiscate legally owned weapons. Amazing. We're going to talk about Obama's New Year's surprise. Talk about Ben Carson. All kinds of stuff. Oh, and by the way, the Iowa caucuses are less than 30 days away.
Getting close.
Getting close. Thank you for listening to Red State Town Hall. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS.
Hi, this is Jeff Carlisi from the band 38 Special. The mainstream media has failed the American people once again. Internet radio networks like Red State Talk Radio will not fail you. Tune in 24 hours a day. Studios A and B. Great conservative programming around the clock. Red State Talk Radio, the dominant force in Internet conservative talk radio.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom36.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom36.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 36.com. Go to freedom36.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom36.com.
Do you use Viagra or Cialis? Have you been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? What if we could promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for Viagra, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pill delivers the exact same results for less than $3. We'll do the math for you. You save more than $16 a pill for the same results. Want more? We'll give you 40 blue pills or 40 yellow pills for $99 and add 4 more pills free. You save more than $500. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what to do next. You need to call 800-610-3497 and get your 44 pills for $99. Stop overpaying for Viagra. Call us and start saving a ton of money for the exact same results. Ordering is fast and easy with your pills delivered to your door in an unmarked package. Call us right now. 800-610-3497. 800-610-3497. That's 800-610-3497.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now, and in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just one day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-554-7159 and get 2 bottles free. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-554-7159. That's 800-554-7159.
Hi, this is Primo Mondoni, General Manager for Red State Talk Radio. We've been bringing you the very best in grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio for over 5 years now. One thing I've learned in those 5 years is that Internet radio is a tough, competitive business. And if the station is going to advance that next level, it's going to require a significant increase in investments in both personnel and infrastructure. Our listenership grew by 42% in 2014, and with our ever-expanding listener base, it's time that we begin the move to a more listener-supported model to provide the station's future financial needs. Therefore, we're asking our loyal listeners to consider making a donation to help us reach our goals. Monthly subscriptions begin at only $2 per month. So please, help us restore conservative principles to our republic. Visit our website and become a Red State Talk Radio supporter today.
Red State Talk Radio. The Talk Monster.
The path to restoring our republic was laid down by our founding fathers. The principles of freedom, liberty, personal responsibility, and limited government are conservative ideals we will never abandon. America is listening. Grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio. It's on the internet. Tune in now. Red State Talk Radio, featuring some of the most popular internet talk show hosts in America today. Are you listening? RedStateTalkRadio.com.
Okay. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Obama's going to meet Monday with Attorney General Lynch about options to tighten gun control. He's wanting to put all these new executive orders into effect, Ken. And, of course, none of the things he's proposed that he has said thus far that he wants to do, none of them would have stopped any of these attacks we've had in the past few years. Not one single one of these would have done anything. So what's the point other than the fact that he just wants to be a jerk about this?
I laughed at the report. I was listening to Fox News, and they said you were talking about the Lynch. You can meet with Lynch and go over his options. And I laughed when the next statement out of the Fox News guy was he wants just go look at what he can do constitutionally. I said, when has that ever stopped him?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to constitutional and the Second Amendment, there is no such thing. Because what does the Constitution say? Remember what the Second Amendment says?
Yeah.
Congress shall make no law.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that one of the phrases in the Second Amendment?
Well, it's just, to me, it's always been, why would they make that the Second Amendment? I mean, it's got to be one of the most important things to have, other than the freedom of speech.
Well, freedom of speech and religion, of course, that's the First Amendment. But the Second Amendment guarantees the First.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's a reason why it's the Second Amendment. So what is he going to do?
Well, excuse me, I misspoke. It doesn't say about what I just said, but it does say shall not be infringed. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Yeah. I was thinking about another amendment. There's a phrase in another amendment about Congress making no law. That's actually another amendment. But on the Second Amendment, it says the right of the people, at the end of it says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And one thing I want to point out to people about the Second Amendment, the Founding Fathers did not write the Second Amendment so you could go hunting. Had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, that's what most people think.
No, I mean, right here in the Second Amendment, it says, when it talks about in the middle of the amendment, it says, being necessary to the security of a free state. That's what it's about. Is the only way you can have a free state is if you have the right to bear arms, so that you can push back against a tyrannical government. That's what it's about. It's like our host on Red State, our co-host, Terry O'Brien, says, it's not about shooting bunny rabbits. It's really not. But I'm amazed at people who, and even people who are for gun rights, talk about hunting, they talk about sports shooting, etc. Those are all fine and good, but again, has nothing to do with the reason we have the Second Amendment. In California, by the way, they have a gun law now that lets police confiscate legally owned weapons. So what happened to the shall not be infringed part of that,
Can we just let California secede from the Union? Just let them go on their own and see how quick they just fall to their own demise.
I've said this for years on this show. I wish we could take the Northeast Corridor and the far left coast.
Yeah.
Make them their own little country.
Yep.
And then take the rest of the country, the red states, and make our own little country. Yep. And let's check back 20 years later to see who the hell's doing what.
Yep.
And see who's freer, see who's doing better economically, etc. Yep. Go right down the list, and that will prove everything once and for all.
I don't know who said it, but it's so true. It's conservatism are the trees, liberalism is a hammock. And without the trees, you can't have a hammock.
That's pretty good. Where'd you hear that one?
I don't remember. But it's so true. It's like the hammock. You're sitting there free and easy, and you're rocking and life's good, right? But without the trees, you don't have the hammock. It holds the hammock up.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good analogy. I never heard of that one.
Yeah.
You need to Google that thing when you get time.
I'll do it.
When you get time, you don't do it right now.
When I heard it, I said, that's a tremendous analogy. I'm going to remember that.
That's a good one. I'll steal that one. I'm going to call that my own. So
you can't do that because I can't call it mine.
I've done it before. It wouldn't stop me. Let's see. Okay, another example of this jerk that we have in office. Have you heard about this New Year's surprise that we have that Obama pulled? He set out a new regulation to give work permits to foreign college graduates. Well, think about that for a minute. At first glance, you might say, oh, that's nice. Except if you stop and think about it with a critical eye, you realize that our own college graduates can't find a job. So why the hell would you allow work permits to foreign college graduates? Duh. That's just more competition for our own kids. Now, if you got a kid that's in school or getting ready to graduate, guess what? It's tough enough finding a job these days. Guess what? It just got tougher. What an idiot.
For 7 years, we've been saying that.
I know, and he gets. I'm amazed at what an idiot this guy is, and he doesn't. Thing is, I've said this before. I don't trust anybody who doesn't. I don't trust anybody in the White House who doesn't understand at least basic economics. Because one of the things is, if you're president of the United States, I don't want a president of the United States dictating American economic policy, but he needs to understand enough about economics to stay the hell out of the way. That's really the president's job. When it comes to economic policy, the president's job is to get himself and government out of the way. That's how you build a robust economy, by getting rid of regulations, not creating more. It's so obvious, and these people are so. People think, I get so amazed at people who think this guy's smart. And I'm thinking, name one thing he's done that shows he's brilliant. Seriously, name one.
You're talking to the wrong person.
I know. But I'm just throwing this out to folks listening. Name one. If you're a liberal or progressive and you happen to stumble onto this show, please email me, Premo, Premo, at redstatetownhall.com, and let me know just exactly what the hell this guy has done is so damn brilliant and so smart and so above the rest of us. We're just too stupid kids to understand the complexities of his mind.
Well, I think that's that's the world he lives in. He lives in the land of, I am the elite, and the peons like you and me, Primo, and the rest of the world should follow his direction, but that doesn't apply to him.
Yeah, I mean this whole idea of the abortion elite. That's one thing Carly Fiorina really nailed pretty early on in her candidacy, which, like I said, I'm afraid she's not going to make it. But this whole idea that the American people have realized that people in Washington think that their stuff don't stink. I'm trying to keep it clean.
Yeah.
They think they know everything, and that we're just a bunch of idiots.
Well, it's like the climate change crap. This guy's going to a world tour. Okay, he's going to fly Air Force One for this world tour, and the carbon emissions from Air Force One is going to be immense. He goes to the so-called meeting over in, where was it, Paris or someplace?
Paris.
And all these so-called leaders, 100 and so odd, all fly their big jets into Paris, and they talk about all the carbon emissions to use all these planes going into Paris for a climate change meeting. And I'm like, it just shows you that it doesn't apply. Whatever they preach doesn't apply to them.
No, never.
No.
Never. But that's what you have when you have progressive ideology. You have the haves and the have-nots. That's what you have. I mean, you have the elite and you have the peasants, and we're the peasant class according to these guys.
It's communism.
Yeah, it's socialism, communism, and they're all kissing cousins of each other. I mean, they just are.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, it drives me crazy. Let's move on to something else here. Let's move to presidential politics. Ben Carson having a rough week. There was an article in the Washington Post where he was talking about how brutal the presidential campaign has been. And the first thing I thought was when I read that quote, I thought, well, you should not figuring that out, Ben. That's the way it works. And I kind of feel sorry for the guy because he is a nice guy. He's probably too nice to be president. Let's just say that right off the bat. I don't know if you can be president and be that nice. I don't even know if that's possible.
I think about Herman Cain.
Yes,
it's the same thing, pretty close to it. It's somebody that's never been in politics, successful in the private sector,
right,
and thinks he can make a difference. Goes into politics and is amazed at how dirty it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it is.
And the thing is, it's tough enough to do anyway. But when you're a black conservative, it's even tougher because you're held to a different standard.
You're a little black Sambos, what you are. You are. That's exactly what you are.
I hadn't heard that term in a long time.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome to the South.
Remember that restaurant that used to be called Sambo's? And I think there used to be a restaurant called Sambo's that had a figure.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
There's still little black Sambos that I see when I'm around here. People have that on their porches.
Oh, you're talking about those. What is it? The little thing that you're supposed to tie your horse up with? The little lawn jockeys. And they still, I guess, they still have.
Yeah,
those.
lawn jockeys. Yeah, I guess.
Well,
I every now and then, yeah, once or twice I see.
Yeah, you see it. You do see them. Now, a lot of them I see are painted white now. Seriously.
You would think that would be a.
Well, see, the white ones be politically correct. If you had one with a black lawn jockey, that would of course be racist, of course. But I think people just get too tore up by stuff like that. It's like, geez, let it go.
I know.
Whatever. But I guess that's easy for me to say because I'm part of the white privileged class, right?
I don't feel very privileged.
Yeah, I don't feel real privileged.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, second thing on Carson is he's had a big shakeup in his campaign. His two top aides have resigned. Now, I'm guessing I read the article, and I'm not sure if I don't think it said that I'm guessing he asked them to resign because he realized that, he started out pretty low, came up to nearly Donald Trump numbers, and now he's receded back into the pack. And so, I guess you got to blame somebody. I think some of his slide is because of himself, really, to be honest with you. I think he kind of proved that he wasn't really ready when it came to the foreign policy area. Now, he's boned up on it. He's a smart guy. Mm-hmm. He's gotten much better when it comes to foreign policy issues on his answers and stuff. But early on, he wasn't. And I think that hurt him. And people realized, we can't have a president who doesn't really understand this. And I think that a lot of people just kind of eliminate him from the discussion. And then that's why he's dropped so much. Now, can he regain that? I don't know. I kind of doubt it at this point. But
I think anytime you talk like San Bernardino, when that happened, that the terrorism takes center stage again. And when it takes center stage, if you're not already in politics, it's going to be tough. You better talk very knowledgeably. And he really doesn't come across that way. At least he's gotten better, like you said, but he doesn't.
Yeah, and then, but here's the thing. Look at Donald Trump. Does anybody believe that Donald Trump has a really firm grasp on foreign policy?
No, but the difference between Donald Trump and Carson are very personalities.
Yep.
He's got a very, very strong personality, and Trump comes across that way. If you come across in a strong way, then you can kind of supersede that deficiency.
Well, Carson is mild and soft-spoken. Trump is boisterous and loud, and when he's asked about foreign policy stuff, and he doesn't know, and he knows he doesn't know that much about what he's talking about, he just says, by the time I'm elected, I'll know more than anybody. I'll hire guys, and I'll do this, and I'll have the best people, and I'll run circles around it, and he gets away with it.
The press can't understand why he gets away with it, but I think that's because of just because of the nature of our country and where we are right now after 7 years with Obama. I mean, we're tired. We know what Obama's done, and he was the politician, and he's screwed things up, and people are tired of it. And we need somebody. And I'm tired of the regular things too. I'm tired of the way politics is run. I'm tired of the Republicans doing what they do. They control both houses, and I'm like, we got to have something different. And he comes across as something different.
Well, I think Trump, when you compare Trump to Obama, just an example, Obama tries to come across as like a professor, like he's teaching a class, he's trying to.
You.
He has all this nuance that you just don't understand because you're too stupid, kind of thing.
Right.
And Trump just lays things out really plain, really matter of fact, just real simple. And I think people are hungry for that sort of thing.
Oh, he says ISIS is going to bomb the hell out of them. Okay. That's what.
Well, yeah, he actually said we'll bomb the shoot out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to clean it up here.
I was being nice.
Yeah. But and that's real easy to understand. Everybody gets that. You don't have to be, and the thing is, let's face it, a lot of Americans who go to the voting booth, that's what you need. Real simple. You don't need, you don't need complex.
Well, I mean, the thing with Obama is that he says we're striking ISIS overseas and strategic attacks, and I'm like, okay, we know what you're doing. Is you send out 3 sorties a day, and they may drop the
75% of the sorties we send out don't even drop bombs.
Yeah, they come back, and you don't touch their oil fields, you don't touch their supplies, you don't touch the cities, nothing.
If there's any civilian anywhere near, you stay away.
Yeah, so I mean, that tells me that you're not really serious about winning anything. So when someone like Trump comes and says, we're going to bomb the shit out of them, well, that's what we want to do. How do you win a war? I mean, war is war. Somebody's going to get hurt.
And I hate to tell you people, but the vast majority of casualties in every war is civilians. It's not military.
Yeah.
If you look at World War II, we killed a lot of Germans, but a lot of those Germans were, guess what, civilians. We killed a lot of Japanese. Guess what? Hiroshima and Nagasaki took out a bunch of civilians, don't you think?
I remember the movie The Patriot. Did you see that with Mel Gibson?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites.
Yeah, mine too. And he was talking.
Braveheart. Those two Mel Gibson movies, 2 of my favorite movies.
Well, he was talking to the South Carolina legislature at the time, and he was not wanting to go to war at the time. And he said, and one of the things that really struck me when he was talking, he said that when you go to war, he's just let me remind everybody, he said, this war will be amongst us. Our kids will see it. It'll be in our front yards. It'll be, he made it sound like this war is not going to be something fought on the battlefield. It's going to be amongst us. It's going to be in our cities. It's going to be in our homes. It's going to be all over us. Right. And like anything's fair game. And back then there was the blue side and the red side. People, they dressed in those colors.
Right.
Well, now it's just, we're so far from that. It's after women and children and those and this war that's over there is trying to be brought here, which would be amongst us.
Right.
Women and the children and the buses and the trains and the planes and everything's fair game.
Well, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, we have tried, because of the way the United States is in the world with oceans on both sides, we have been fortunate to where most of the time the war was over somewhere there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, and that's one of the reasons we went into Iraq and Afghanistan, is to keep the war over there and not to have it come to our shores. But guess what? It's here now. And it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better unless we take them out completely. And I mean completely.
Yeah.
We need to, whatever we need to do to bomb them to the Stone Age in the Middle East, in Syria, wherever it is, Afghanistan, Iraq, so that they're so decimated they can't really be a factor here in this country. But we've waited so long now to deal with this issue. There's God only knows how many are already here inside this country.
Yeah. And during the Bush years, I'll give Bush his due, we were safe. We took the fight to them.
For the most part, yeah.
And when Obama took over, he loosened the reins. And he's letting people come in here, and who knows, like you said, who knows how many are here.
Well, you can come across the Canadian border without any trouble. You can come across the Mexican border without any trouble. And let's face it, a lot of these people come across, they fly airplanes. They have fake passports. By the way, they were talking about in Syria and other places where ISIS has taken over. They've taken over government offices where they do passports. So they're sitting there churning out passports that are totally legitimate.
Yeah.
They look legit because they are legit in terms of they're done the proper way. They're not fake. And
look at San Bernardino. That was a visa that got through, and she gave a fake address.
Well, yeah, the city that she says she's from didn't even exist.
Yeah, so and she got through. So our own vetting system's messed up.
And she got through the FBI, Homeland Security, and TSA and whatever. I mean, just every agency is supposed to check her. They all passed her.
Mm-hmm. Every
single one. And I'm telling you what, that whole thing of the visa for what they call it, the newlywed visa, the bride visa, the fiance visa. That's what it's called. I'd stop that. I'd say until we get this stuff figured out, we're not issuing any more of those. Period. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, I mean, Trump says, stop the Muslims from coming in, and people go, oh, you can't do that. Why not? I mean, until things are better, why not? We did the same thing earlier.
Well, what do you think happened in World War II? Do you think that we were just letting a bunch of Germans jump on a plane and head over here? You think so?
Yeah.
You think that was happening?
Japanese,
Germans, Italians, even.
Yeah. Well, there's some things that were done that weren't so good. Sure, of course, but it's wartime. I mean,
we had internment camps for the Japanese. And matter of fact, I saw a thing on a documentary about Italians, about how they were some of them were interned, and thousands of them were, and especially in California, were taken out of California and put in other places. So, yeah, that's what happens during war. Duh.
Yeah.
We're about out of time. Less than 30 days to the Iowa caucuses, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing I saw, Cruz was in the lead there. Trump pretty close behind. I think those are the only two that'll have a chance at winning it. Not sure who will come in second or third.
You think Cruz will take it?
At this point, yes, but we still got a little less than 30 days. Now, the thing is, from what I understand, the articles I've read, Cruz has a really good ground game in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
He has a bunch of people there. And so if he can win Iowa and do well in New Hampshire, and then he and Trump fight it out in South Carolina, because I think it'd be he and Trump in South Carolina. I don't think anybody else will really have much of a chance, to be honest with you, in South Carolina. That's just me, but I could be wrong. Then we'll see what happens. And then, of course, in February, guess what? Super Tuesday, you got all these states, mostly southern states, and who knows?
It'll be interesting.
Okay, Ken, you want to take us out?
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. Ronald Wilson Reagan, our 40th president of these United States, and sorely missed.
Yes, he is. That's it. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.